We are the Hollywood Paranormal Detectives.
Oh, love that picture of us at Nevada State Prison. I love it. Welcome, HPD Live. We are in like week 17 or 18 or something. 17 or 18 weeks straight, bringing you paranormal talk to the people you want to hear from. And with me, once again, you missed him for a few weeks. He puts the light bulb in his mouth and it turns on. Here he is, Brian.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. Brian.
I forgot my light bulb.
We missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too.
We're so glad you're back. I don't know what to do to conjure up. Oh, she's getting ready. I can see her like, yeah. Here she comes, the one and only, our own little psychic medium, our own little groundhog, Miss Mandy Baby.
God damn it. Sup?
What up, Mandy?
Kill me with the groundhog.
I try not to say it every week, and I don't know where it happened. We are on Paraflix. Our new episode, The Kia Mill, is on Paraflix. We have updated it with that trickster evidence that I messed up and forgot, and you guys found and gave it to me. And guess who else is on Paraflix? Our guest tonight, Lindsey Paranormal. Here she is.
Hey.
Hi.
Woo!
Hi.
Woo!
Yes.
Welcome, Lindsey, to HPD Live.
Thanks.
Excellent. So let's just start it off with Paraflix. Like, how's your show going? Are you filming? How many episodes have you got out? Like, tell us about Lindsey Paranormal.
Okay, yeah. So I'm pretty new to Paraflix. So right now I have 2 episodes up on there at the moment. The Mitzvah, which was my recent one, and then the house from Kansas, the 1858 Garnett house, which was honestly one of my craziest episodes. So that's on there. I do YouTube as well, so I kind of go back and forth about like where I post things, but I have some cool locations coming up for Paraflix for sure.
Oh. Are you trying to go exclusive with Paraflix?
I mean, I'm from YouTube, so it's hard to get rid of that and like other platforms, but I do want to put like my best episodes on Paraflix, so you know, kind of draws people there to see my episodes, and then they see all the other cool stuff that's on there.
That's kind of what we've done. We've started putting our documentary style episodes on Paraflix, and then YouTube is all our old stuff, which is documentary style old stuff. But and then the talk show is kind of to keep our YouTube thriving, and hopefully we'll get 100 million Twitches soon. Twitch is the new thing. With 600,000 people watch a guy play video games for 5 minutes.
Play scary video games.
Scary video games. I thought about that.
I love video games though, so I'm one of those people that watches them play. Wait, hold on. I got a question. I want to ask. Chill out. Lindsey, what was your experience like at the Mizpah? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I hear mixed things from the Mitzvah. I think it just depends on when you're there. When I was there, I didn't have crazy activity as much as I thought I would, staying in, you know, the Lady in Red room, which is apparently the most haunted room. I do hear the basement is the craziest spot, which I didn't get access to, unfortunately. I didn't plan it well enough ahead of time. But it was cool. It was a cool experience staying there and staying in that room. It was more of like me having a connection with like dreams. It was almost like whatever was there, she was trying to communicate with me through my dreams over my equipment. So it was just different.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Now you've been there, right, Mandy?
Yeah, and everybody, like she said, everyone has mixed experiences there. I know in the room that I stayed in, I don't remember whose room it was. It was some like boxer promoter's room, but we were getting a lot of activity on the spirit box and stuff like that. But then if you go to the room next door, it was like meh. So I guess it just kind of depends.
Now, Brian, we've never been there, but we need to go.
Well, we've driven past it.
Yeah.
It's really cool though. It's so like old looking and it's pretty on the
It
inside.
is. I actually just got an offer with someone. I'm not going to say who it is yet because we're still planning it out. But I guess they have access to the basement and they want to do an overnight just in the basement. So like stay there overnight and film in the basement. So I'm excited about that because that would be different from my previous experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, that's sort of like a lot of times if you're going to a hotel like that, you call and you go, well, how do I do it? Like, what do you offer people like the Jerome Grand or places like that that have off-limits spots that are great for investigation? And you always see people posting evidence, but then you're like, how do I get in? How do I get in?
Some places it's good. Some places they don't want you to film. So I've run into that before, asking ahead of time. It was a hotel in Florida. I forget which one it was, but yeah, they did not want any kind of ghost stuff going on. They didn't want me filming anywhere outside my room. They were not happy about it.
Oh yeah, we had a whole place booked, me and Brian, and they're like, and you can have access to the restaurant that's closed where most of the activity is, and you can have access to the old lobby and bar, and you can't film. We're like, well, what's the it's like, why are we coming? Wow. So let's roll the time back. Lindsey, how did you get into the paranormal? What was your like first experience or first thing that made you go from all the other people to people like us that can't wait to find proof of the paranormal?
Yeah, it was since I was really young, to be honest. Obviously, like not around investigating, but within that world. The first time I saw like a full spirit, because I normally see like full figured things, and it's just been normal to me because I've seen that since I was very young. And a lot of people get that when they're young, and it kind of goes away. But since I'm into it, I guess it never really went away. But the first time I saw a spirit, I was 7 years old, and I saw my great grandma after she passed away. So I didn't realize what I saw. I was like young and I didn't understand it. And I just told my mom I saw a woman in the hallway and described what she was wearing. And it was the week my great grandma passed away. And I guess what I described her wearing was the dress she was buried in, which I had no idea. I didn't see that. So my mom was definitely like, wow, that's crazy. And then after that, just living on Long Island, there's a lot of abandoned asylums. So when I was very young, that was my fun thing. I would go break in and explore like everyone else. And there was, I'd hang out in graveyards. I was just always into that stuff as far back as I can remember. And, after moving to Vegas, I started getting into the equipment side of things.
Yeah.
Everyone who hung out in graveyards when they were a kid, raise your hand.
Gosh.
Well, now getting into the equipment, what equipment did you discover?
I mean, as far as like electronic things, like sensors, like EDI meters, SLS cameras, all of that is fun. But I do also like things like more metaphysical, like dowsing rods or the Ouija board or pendulum. So I like to use both. I like to use things like, the pendulum or Ouija board and kind of confirm it with more like scientific based equipment, like, the EDI meter or something
Perfect.
like that.
That's fantastic. Mandy's a psychic medium.
That's awesome. I love working with psychic mediums. It's so much fun.
Yeah, she's our first we've ever really investigated with this much. It's amazing.
It's great, but we're getting used to it.
Yeah, they're a little apprehensive at first.
Really?
But I think they're warming up.
You scared us. So we're in the Nevada State Prison, and she goes, I'm making contact with a spirit. He's telling me he's a murderer, and he likes it, and he'll do it again. And he would like to take control of my body. What?
That's fun.
That's what I do.
Are we supposed to say yes? Or we don't know.
I mean, as much as I like getting stabbed, which is what he prefer, it
would be great footage to get Brian. Brian is now being stabbed by Mandy.
Terrible. That's terrible.
So from Long Island to Vegas, what are some of the locations you've been? Like, what would you say like the most haunted location you've ever gotten to investigate is?
I would say definitely the most haunted and most active was the Garnett House in Kansas, which was pretty recent. It was, within the last couple months. But yeah, I just never saw as much things like move in front of my eyes, like fall off shelves, like just
Oh wow.
things on command. Just the amount of activity in that house from when I got there to when I left, it never stopped. It was insane, like literally insane. So that's definitely my favorite location. Like I want to go back so bad. I felt so spoiled after that. So when I went to locations after that, it felt like boring. Like this is nothing, but
I guess sucks. Nothing's falling off the shelves.
yeah, like
moving by itself. That's my.
I mean the
current goal.
yeah. I don't know if you saw the clip on my Instagram of the ball that flies out of the attic into the room right before I went to sleep, because I slept at that house. Usually people don't sleep there. I guess it's not really made to sleep, but there's a couch upstairs and like the most haunted room there with the hole in the attic. And right when I was about to go to sleep, the ball launched itself out of the attic. And yeah, it was that was fun. And then I just sleep in there by myself. So
You're all by yourself.
Yeah, God. So the owner of the house, Justin, and his son were there. They stayed downstairs on like the other side of the house, but I was really scared, so I had them put a baby monitor in my room so that if I scream or something happened, then they can come get me.
You're floating across.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
Well,
did you sleep? Wait, did you actually sleep? Were you able to?
No, on and off. Like each time was maybe like 10 minutes, it felt like, but because things kept happening. Like every time I'd fall asleep, I had like a REM pod in the room next to me that would go off sporadically. I kept hearing footsteps come up the stairs. I kept thinking Justin was coming up like over and over. It was like on a loop and no one was there. So
I always, if I'm in a haunted room, I feel like when I close my eyes, I'm going to miss something. And so I keep like closing my eyes and checking. And then I just can't. I just do it all night. Mandy doesn't sleep.
That's the difference. See, you're like waking up to check. I'm waking up because I'm so paranoid.
Yeah, I'm on the paranoid side with that. But like I'll film while I'm sleeping, so if something happens, I'll be able to see it. But it's just hard relaxing into that situation.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying.
Well, if that's the scariest you've been, what's a location you've never been? What's a dream location of yours?
One that I do want to go to soon. It's been on my list for a while. It's that haunted house in Texas. It's called the Haunted Hill House. It's in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yeah, that's what Natalie talks about.
Natalie talks about it.
Yeah.
It seems like it has a cool history, and I've just wanted to go there for a very long time now. So I think that's kind of coming up next on my list.
Is it on your list, or do you have a plan? Because you know what? I'm seeing a 4 group right here. We get Natalie as a 5th, and we go to that place. I think that's an episode right there.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't have it locked in yet, so it just,
And we keep going north, so let's go south and east a little bit. We're always driving the same directions. Anywhere else? Anywhere in Europe or somewhere like a dream spot?
Oh man, that would be cool. Like a haunted castle or something, like Dracula's castle. I mean, I just never thought that much into actually going there, but I would love to if I had the opportunity.
Okay.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
My most recent one that I did too, which was a couple weeks ago, was the Goldfield Hotel. And I know not many people got to investigate there that I've seen. I try to look it up to see if anyone's really done it. Of course, Zach, did you guys go there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did?
Got a great episode. If you should check it out.
We got evidence that doesn't make sense.
What happened?
You know what? I've still got the clip.
Of course you do.
From last week. This is from the Goldfield. Brian, this is the catching my voice.
This is the
the spirit box. So check this out, Lindsay.
Back down the hall. Stairs. You got it. What was that? The male. It sounded exactly like the Charman voice
kind of did.
that I got with Frank. It sounded like my voice from the Charman video saying, "You got it." You got it.
You got it.
That's still one of the craziest things that's ever happened.
That is really cool that you guys caught that, because I feel like that stuff does happen a lot.
Yeah.
And it happened to us at the school next door, but I mean, we didn't catch that on camera, so that's cool that you guys caught that.
Yeah, we caught. So that's from an episode in Ojai, California. The first You Got It, and the other one is from Goldfield, and it's like the same voice.
Same one. And it's
That's
you.
cool.
And it's
You
my voice.
repeat. It's not the spirit that said it originally.
And me and Mandy were talking last week when we were going over that.
Yeah.
Brian, do you know what that means? The first You Got It on the spirit box was my voice before I ever said it.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Because there is no time and space on the other
I was
side.
gonna say that, yeah.
I don't know. I think something weird is happening at Goldfield Hotel. Like there is some weird time loop, massive portal that is just going on.
Yeah.
We had
there.
a lot of stuff getting like thrown. Like when we were upstairs, we had like a nail fell out of nowhere. Like we heard it drop on the surface, and then we were like, that wasn't there because we were just, we just got in the room, we were looking there, and then we're like, maybe we imagined it, and then it happened again right after that, and we were like, okay, this is getting weird.
Wow.
It was so active when we were there. I remember us thinking it wasn't, but then it was super active.
It was on and off for us.
Aside from my seeing a full body fat shadow figure, you caught one. We caught one on camera when you were doing.
Oh. And Brian, I happen to have that shadow figure still saved right here. It wasn't planned to have it, so I might play it more than once. It's at the end of the hall. What you can mainly see is the side of the body and the split of the light between the legs. I'm holding the camera. I'm filming down from what was her name? The girl that was tortured on the pipe.
Oh, the prostitute.
Yeah.
I cannot think of it.
I'm filming down from her room, down the hallway, towards the front of the Goldfield. And so there's no one else behind me, no other cameras. And as I pan the end of this hallway, there's a shadow figure that seems to move.
I feel like you're describing the place where I caught a figure.
Oh, let's see if it's the same.
But yeah, I want to see this clip.
Because we hear, you guys are here. Tell us you're here. Because we hear, you guys are here. Tell us you're here.
How clear is it for you guys?
I didn't see.
I didn't see it this time.
But that's the end of the hallway where the rooms are, and then it just ends, right?
Yeah, as we come out of her room, it's stairs and the next, and then this way.
I know.
That's where I caught the figure too, and it's like a face, and I saw someone coming out of that room, and that's why I started taking pictures. It was just me at the time on that whole level. Everyone else was in the basement, and I took a bunch of pictures in a row with flash, and all the pictures are normal, and then there's one that has like a tall figure, and you see a face, and it's in that same spot.
Let's see if we can watch it. I want to watch it again because I'm crazy.
Because we hear, you guys are here. Tell us you're here.
Maybe it's because of internet. I love the Goldfield. And you said you went to the Goldfield school?
Yeah, I've been there twice. So I went there probably 3.5 years ago for the first time. And it was a really cool experience then. And then from that day, for literally since I've been there, I have reoccurring dreams about that place all of the time. And I've not been able to figure out why, because I don't normally get reoccurring dreams like that about any location or anything like that. So it's been really strange. And the dream is always very similar, but it looks different. Like it looks like it's in a different time period sometimes, but it's always me getting lost in the school. And then they keep saying they have a message for me. So this time when I just went back, I was trying to figure out what this message is, if this is what's happening, if they're trying to come to me in my dreams for whatever reason.
That just gave me chills. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's very strange, and it's like lucid dreams, like so vivid when I have them.
What do you
That's
think of that,
interesting.
Mandy?
I mean, that happens though. Like some people make connections with these places and with the spirits there, whether intentional or not. So, well, when you last went back, did you feel like you got any answers in
Not
regards
really.
to what was happening?
No, I was contacting a child and a man the whole time, all night, and it wasn't anything specific to me. Like, I don't know if maybe they just were calling me back for some reason or what
It's-
it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it out there. It's giving me past life energy. Like, even just you being in Nevada is giving me like somewhere in your past life.
Really? Maybe
In
that's
one of
why
your
it was
past lives,
fun.
I
Yeah.
think it's like almost as if you're being drawn back to what you know from a previous life. I don't know. That's just what
interesting.
that's what it feels like.
Huh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say specifics. We're going there next month to the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
We've never been to the school. We've
Wow.
only been to the hotel.
I think
Yeah.
the school is more active than the hotel, or at least it was for me
Oh my God.
in my
That's
experiences
exciting.
there. Both times at the school, there seems to be a little kid, and both times I've made contact with a little kid. But on the spirit box, I caught the same voice over and over throughout the night. It was a man. It's like a deep man's voice, and it's very clear. Like you can hear almost like he's like a little accent or something, and
Oh.
it's
Oh,
strange. But I
interesting.
saw a man, and I don't know if it was the same man connected to the voice, but it's always surrounding by the coal room. When you guys go there, there's a coal room you'll see, and in that doorway, I just keep seeing like a stern, old, like tall, like scruffy looking man.
Wow.
So do you still have because you're obviously empathic and you're open, do you still see spirits like you did when you were younger, and
Yes.
do you explore that at all?
Yeah, on and off. So I feel like with whatever gift I have, I don't know how to control it. Like it's on and off for me depending on like how focused I am or how distracted I am in life. I think kind of tampers with that. But I go through periods of time where like I'll wake up out of my sleep, like not sleep paralysis, like I'm fully awake and I'll be seeing somebody in front of me, like thinking they're 100% real. Like I can't tell the difference between a real person and what they look like. And I'll wake up screaming, thinking someone broke into my house.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that will
Oh my
happen a
gosh.
lot, but more so like at locations, they're very clear to me. It's not very see-through. I've seen ones like that look more like ghostly, but I also see people and it takes me a second to realize like, oh, that person's not really there.
Okay. Oh,
Now, Mandy,
it's
you've
like
had
untapped.
some guidance, right?
Yeah. I didn't know how to handle it either, and so I took a lot of I did a lot of mentorships with various people to try to help hone in and figure out what I could do with it. But not a lot of people can do that or have the time to do that, right? And so there's a lot of people out there that have this ability, but they don't know how to control it or how to use it.
I almost feel like it kicks in when I really need it to. Like it'll be at the most random moments and I'll just have like a knowing of something. Like recently, just a random incident. I got food delivery and it's always the same thing every time. Like I have a gate. They've never left the gate open before. I don't even know why I thought this, but I come downstairs and I sit down and it just pops in my head. I'm like, did they close the gate? Like I asked my boyfriend if they closed it. He's like, what are you talking about? And he went outside. They had left the gate open and my dog was like running away. And I don't know how it just like popped in my head. It's just like this knowledge that I gain in my brain somehow. And yeah, my good dog would have been gone if that didn't happen. So it's almost like it happened, like it kicks in when I need
Wow.
it to.
Yeah, that's what we call claircognizance. So it's the ability to know and just know things. It's actually one of the harder gifts to one obtain and two to learn how to control, because how do you control something that just pops in, right? But that's really cool that you have that ability. It's a tough one, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
I drank
You-
what I so.
What?
That's what I drink, but I don't know things.
Oh.
The story you told reminded me of a story.
But I don't know.
He's still going.
I had an incident where I used to go to the gym at the ArcLight gym in LA. If anybody knows, you park in this parking deck and you have to kind of walk through this mall and go up the escalator and go to the gym.
Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember I parked. I went all the way to the gym. I went in the gym and I was about to work out, and a voice in my head goes, "You dropped your keys by your car." And I was like, "What?" And I checked my bag and I didn't have my keys, and I walked all the way back through the mall and everything, and my keys were right next to my car. But it was really weird that, like, if I had dropped them, I would have just picked them up.
Yeah, you
Like,
would have been aware of it.
but I was about to start my workout, and then something said, "You dropped your keys by your car," and I was like
spirit guy. It's like,
"Yeah." It was like, it wasn't me, and it wasn't me remembering.
Yeah.
How did I know that? I remember I came home and told Taylor. I was like, "Hey, I had a psychic moment.
She's like, all right, honey.
She was like, "Good. Take out the trash." Where are we? Oh, we're still got tons of time. So in investigating, I'm probably watching Paraflix and watching shows. Who are some investigators that you enjoyed to watch, and like, who are some like inspiration maybe on investigation style even?
I would definitely say Brandon Elvis. I'm sure you guys know him from Ghost Hunters. Well, he was on it for a while.
Yeah.
He's also a good friend of mine, so I've had the honor of investigating with him a couple of times at some really cool locations. And
Yeah.
he definitely has a very unique and cool way he approaches things. Like, he's very skeptical, but very scientific based. Like,
Yes.
the kind of equipment he has, like, no one has. I don't even know how half of it works. Like the photon
I know.
camera.
He's always like, "You don't have a photon camera?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"No."
I got
No
to
one
see
has
it
a
live in
photon
action,
camera.
and it was pretty cool to like
Yeah.
see it work. So I like that he goes all in that direction. I also like things going in the other direction. So a healthy mix, I think, is cool. But yeah, I definitely like his style, and I definitely look up to him. I mean, there's so many people out there that are just inspirations to me in their own way. Like, I'll see someone do something on their page, and I'm like, wow, like I want to try that. You know, I think that having a little bit of everything is great. So I like a lot of different people's styles.
I like Brandon's awesome. I was almost on that Ghost Hunters with him. I was part of the
Really?
audition team. That's how I got to know him.
Oh, cool.
And we used to go to Glen Tavern, me and Brian, like once
Oh,
a
yeah.
year.
I love that place.
And he lived there for like 2 years, and so me and him
Mhm.
would talk about Glen Tavern a lot. And we were the only two guys that already kind of had some stuff to show. Like, we had already put together some documentaries and some investigations and stuff. He was the only guy of the 12 of us that I was like, he has to be on.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I'm not sure, but it has to be him.
Mhm.
We have not done a Glen Tavern episode, have we?
Now, I stayed alone in 307
Oh,
during
that's
the
right.
pandemic.
Right. I forgot
That's
about that.
the main haunted room there, right?
That's
like-
the headless.
I'd like to do a full
Yeah, I stayed in there too. That was a fun night. But
do a full group episode of Glen Tavern. I think it'd be awesome.
I agree with Brian.
there's
We should do it.
another group of people actually that are really awesome that, you know, I've watched their stuff for a bit now, and then I got to investigate with them recently. The New Reality, and I don't know if you've heard of their page.
Are they on Paraflix also?
Yeah, actually they are. They do both. They're 50-50 with YouTube. So they're the ones I filmed at Goldfield with recently at the hotel and the
Okay.
school. And one of them is a psychic medium, and then the other one is like just a regular investigator style guy. And they just have such passion for it. Like, they want to obviously give good content, but they're really there for themselves. Like, they're on a mission to like find out whatever they're finding out. And I just think
That's
they're
cool.
a really cool group of people.
Okay,
That's really
yeah, I know them. I was looking them up.
Hmm.
Yes, I know them also.
No, it's good to be open and to be open to different styles and different equipment. I mean, you never really know what's going to work for you unless you try.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's people out there that are like, that's not right. You can't use that, and
Mhm.
they think they know everything. But I feel like this is a field that nobody really knows what the hell's going on in reality. Like, we can think we know or have an idea or a
Exactly.
theory, but there's
Fear.
no real experts in this field when it
You
comes
have
to.
to have Brandon, and you have to have Patty Negri. You have
I
to.
love Patty Negri. Oh
you
my
have to.
goodness.
You know what I mean, though. But
She's
that's what
so
you
great.
need. You need both.
Yeah, I got a reading from her actually recently,
Oh.
like about a week ago, and it was amazing.
She is the best person ever.
She is.
She's so nice.
We did a walkthrough with her at the old LA Zoo, and then went back, and like everything our devices told us was everything she told us. It was almost bizarre how accurate and right on she was, and then just how professional and nice and courteous. And I told Mandy last week, I just got a text like, "Hey buddy, hope you're doing good, haven't heard from you,
Aw.
just hope to work together again soon."
I want to do a seance with her.
Yes.
So
That
we
would
wanna-
bad.
I did a virtual one with her, so it was during the pandemic.
cool.
Someone hosted it. This guy
Mhm.
named Nick, and he hosted there was like maybe 5 hosts, and Patty being one of them, me being one of them. And it was really cool because it was like virtual, so but things still happened because no time and space, I guess. So
Yeah. We want to go to the
Oh,
Biltmore.
that's weird.
She's been going to the Biltmore and doing seances.
the one in California.
yeah.
Okay, because I was just thinking that the Biltmore in Florida is the one that didn't want me to film there, and they don't like their ghostly past being told.
Oh, the one down here is
So
super
weird.
old, and they used it in Ghostbusters, so
Oh, cool.
it's the classic Biltmore. But she's gone up there with the TFIL guys and 2 other little groups. We got to do a seance with Patty.
I would love to do that. That would be so much fun.
What, Brian?
I said Art Deco, very nice.
Art Deco. Very nice.
The Bill
What else?
Wait, hold on. I'm curious. A virtual seance. What was that like? Like, how did
It
that
was
work?
cool. So we had Patty like lift the veil. I was the one with the Ouija board, and I believe it spelled out someone's name. This was a bit ago, so I can't remember exactly what happened, but things were making sense and things were coming up for certain people that were attending, and then they would be like, "Oh, that's my uncle," or whatever it was. So
cool.
it worked well, though. It was really cool.
Well, that's so fun. And that's the thing too is Ouija boards get such bad raps.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I think that they're great devices.
It is. It's like anything else. I mean, people say like they'll use an obelisk, but the Ouija board is evil. It's the same exact thing.
It's the same thing.
Well, that's like Nevada State Prison was like, no Ouija boards. I was like, what? Like,
That drives me nuts when locations say that.
So for communication, you're opening yourself. It doesn't matter what you're using.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's fair. Like some people get a little crazy with it, right? But it's the same thing too. I mean, you can open yourself up to a demon with the spirit box, you know, like it's the same shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
what do
I
you
like
what do you
Ouija
think
boards.
the preferred Ouija board is? Should you buy the for a location? Would it be like, here is a in the plastic Mattel Ouija board, like, or Parker Brothers, to show its rawness, or would you rather have a wooden Ouija board that has age to it? Which do you think is a more precise device, like a fresh one?
A fresh one, I think, because you don't know what people have done with other ones. Like, dolls can get haunted. I'm sure Ouija boards can get haunted. I've heard of stories like that. So I prefer new ones, and I know what I'm doing with it. So
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that on a show where they go, here is a vacuum sealed from Toys R Us Ouija board.
I
Like,
still want to do a real seance. We haven't done an in-person, not virtual.
yeah.
I'd like to get together with either Patty or someone and do like a
I think Mandy could lead our seance.
Mandy
Oh
could.
my god, I would love to. That'd be so fun.
Do it.
We
Randy,
need
let's do
some more people in on it. But
Yeah, no, we'll definitely need more hands on deck to get the energy going.
I think if we don't do the Billmore, we'll go back to Glen Tavern for Brian. We'll get the suite that's bigger. We'll bring a bigger table and move that couch back, and we'll do a Glen Tavern seance right there.
that would be awesome.
That would probably
We can
be wild.
invite Lindsay over.
I'll be there.
I've never been to Glen Tavern. I'm like, that's like
Love
the one
it.
location I haven't been to.
I
What?
loved it.
Have
It's
to.
I know.
I
It's
stayed
crazy,
there
right?
for 2 weeks. Yeah, I stayed there in the room he did, with like the prostitute beheading story, and then I stayed on the second floor, which was a tuberculosis hospital for children at one
The
point.
kids.
Yeah, nothing
Wow.
happened on that floor for me, but the lobby on the second night was insane. Like I was seeing people everywhere, like a lot at once, and I was like, "Am I like in a dream?" Like it was next level, and my
Pers-
equipment would confirm what I'm seeing, so it was cool.
Was it
Wow.
your birthday party, Stephen, where we had the? I don't know if you were there when the scratch went down the window behind us.
Oh no, I know you and Regina heard the claws down the window.
That was crazy. And then I went outside, and there was even a screen on the window, so there was no way anything could have directly contacted the glass. So
Like I'd go there every year for my birthday for like 5 or 6 years. We'd always go and have everybody come up and have all your friends from work that don't do this. Like, here, take a device.
that
And
was
they,
the first time we had Frank.
yeah, we're all on the spirit box. Frank is the guy from the Goldfield episode. He's from
Nope.
the
He
big
was
guy
supposed-
that looks like Santa Claus.
was
What,
the-
Brian?
Charman episode was
Oh,
Frank.
the Charman, yeah. But it was the first time Frank came, and we're all talking on the spirit box. The spirit box isn't saying anything, and Frank's being a little wild. And we go, "Here, Frank, ask a question." And he goes, "What am I going to say to a prostitute? How much are you?" And it was like, "Wouldn't you like to know?" Like really clear. And Frank like dropped it on the bed, and he was like, "Whoa!" Like.
Yeah, that
And
place
we
was-
hadn't had any voices that whole night.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that place is awesome. It really is like very active, and everyone has different experiences there too, which is cool.
That's cool. I have to go. Need to add
Brandon
that to the
Elvis
list.
caught a really cool EVP there, of a woman singing clear as day, like not through a spirit box, just on the audio. He walked into a room and you hear this like woman just singing a tune, and then it just goes.
Oh my
away.
gosh.
Yeah, you'll have to ask him about that. I don't know if he posted somewhere, but it's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. That
I've
stuff
never
is-
seen a show bring an open. Here's the opening of the Ouija board.
It still goes on to that.
I want to do that. No, I've never seen it. We're breaking.
Okay,
the
okay.
ground.
Well, don't worry. We'll do that. Okay.
We'll do it.
We'll do it.
So let's say we planned it now, Mandy. If you were to plan a séance, what would you do to start planning something like that?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I just kind of
He's
wing
up
it.
this-
I can't really plan that. I got to fill out the energy when the time comes and go
Yeah.
from there.
Hmm.
We just have to come up with the right location for it. That's all.
I think
Right location, and everyone needs to be in the right mindset.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that everyone's got to have the same kind of mindset and be kind of on the same like energy level. I hosted a seance recently, so I'm in like this witches coven. It's fun. Like
Oh,
we
cool.
do all kinds of fun stuff together, and we have a meeting once a month. And I hosted a seance for one of the meetings, and you know we all have the same kind of mindset. It's everyone that believes in witches and witchcraft, and the seance came out really cool. I put the spirit box on after. We were getting like really good responses, like very accurate. Something fell over, like we were sitting in a circle, something like fell off the table behind us.
Oh my gosh.
oh my god.
Do you guys meet in person?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
To move in front of me.
I just need to go to Vegas. I want to be a part of a witches coven.
Oh, it's so much fun. Everyone.
I feel like I'm missing out on everything.
Yeah, if you move here, you definitely have to join because it is so much
Oh my
fun.
God. That would be so cool.
I think it's a calling. I think this episode was for you, Mandy, to know how much is waiting for you.
In Las
I'm seriously debating it. I
Go
don't
to
know.
Vegas, work at the Haunted Museum, join the Witches Coven.
It would be fun to work at the museum if you get to just hang around the stuff all day. Like, I'm sure you'd be seeing crazy stuff happen.
Right. So I applied.
Oh, did you?
I sent in a video last week. It is the worst video. It's so bad. It's good.
It's so bad she won't send it to me. I say, send it
I don't
to
want
me.
anyone to
I
see
will
this.
not post it. I promise.
It's so bad. It's good. But yeah, it was basically came down to, it was like, well, you don't live in Vegas. And I was like, but I'm willing to move.
Yeah, I mean, if you were willing to move here, I'm sure they should take that into consideration.
Well, just call them and tell them you live there now, and then they'll say join.
I
And
can't
then you
lie. I'm
move.
a terrible liar.
Don't lie.
I had a friend that worked there that I knew very well, and yeah, he would always experience crazy things like people passing out and just there's a lot of stuff happening in general. During
Did
the
he
day.
like it?
Oh yeah. People that work there do love it, but it just you gotta if you like that kind of stuff, if you're not scared by it, it's just cool.
Yeah.
Then.
I have a weird, so you know how you have dreams about Goldfield? I have dreams about the museum. And it's, I don't know. There's a
Did you say
weird,
you haven't been there yet, or you did go there?
I did go there. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been there a lot.
Just
Shameful.
going back
I've been there a shameful amount of times. That place has all my money. But yeah, and I've developed some weird bond connection with it. And
You already corrected tour guides. Actually, it's
you're
1805.
wrong. It's so bad I can't. But yeah, so I'm considering it.
Do it, man.
Even if it didn't work out that way, I still like.
Where are
the
you
idea
now,
of
California?
moving. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, Vegas is cheaper, so there's that too.
Right.
I
Save
should
some
move there
money.
too. I should tell my wife we're moving to Vegas. Brian, we're moving to Vegas, all of us.
How will I make a living in Vegas?
We'll open a restaurant and it'll say it's haunted.
Yeah, a haunted theme restaurant.
I want to buy a haunted property or something really bad
I do
one day.
too.
I've been really looking around. I feel like when it's meant to be, the right thing will pop up.
Oh, totally.
I mean, the house in Kansas, they probably bought it for $30,000, and it's amazing. I would be there every day.
Right. You don't even have to put money into it because people will pay for whatever, right?
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah,
Lindsay, I did a little fishing though. Don't you work in real estate?
I do. Yeah. Mhm.
So do you
Oh,
get
good for you.
any cool stories from this house is hard to sell because the lights
Mhm,
flicker?
yeah.
Or
I know. I'm waiting for there to be a haunted house. I feel like it'll come up eventually, but I don't know.
have you been
My house is
watching?
haunted that I
Oh,
sold, so I lived in it, so I think I just brought things home over time, and well, I think that's part of it, but I think the land is haunted there because the entire neighborhood is a new build neighborhood, and everyone in my neighborhood knew what I did, and they would come to me and be like, I have weird stuff happening in my house, and it just got built, so I don't understand. So I think it was a land issue kind of.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
oh,
that's
so
crazy.
in Vegas, one of those new build properties, everybody was having activity.
Yeah, and
They
someone
moved
I was
the headstones and forgot to move the body.
Or Indian land is the vibe I was getting, some kind of native land. And then one of the neighbors was digging their backyard to build a pool, and they found this ancient looking pottery. And his
Whoa.
family made fun of him, so he threw it out. But there is a picture of it, and it looks like there's
Oh
something
no.
scripted on it. So I want to figure out what it is.
Probably worth $1 gazillion.
Right.
Oh,
What are
Just
some
Anything away.
haunted locations in Vegas? I know we go to Pioneer and
Apache Hotel is my
Which
favorite.
one?
Apache Hotel. It's downtown Vegas, on that downtown strip. It's inside of the Binions Hotel. It was on Ghost Adventures. It was sealed off for a very, very long time, and then they reopened it as a haunted hotel. That's how it's advertised.
oh really?
It's very old in there. I filmed there a couple times now. It's always a good experience, and it's always different. Every room you're in is a different. It's like a portal. There's some kind of portal there. So because there's just so
Oh,
much
cool.
going on.
What's it called?
Apache? Hotel Apache. Yeah. So the first time I filmed there by myself, and I was going to sleep there. That was the plan. And throughout the night, I was getting a lot of activity, and then I did the Ouija board. And every time I moved to a letter, the REM pod would go off. Like I'd move it and the REM pod would go off. So it was like confirming, and it's in my episode, which is on my YouTube, if anyone wants to watch it. And then after, I just felt like I had to stop. I was like, all right, like I just felt really very weird. And then I had this like overwhelming feeling of like, I should just go home. Like I should not stay here. Whatever's here is kind of done with me. And then as soon as I got to my car, my nose started bleeding. And I've never had a nosebleed in my life ever. Like never once in all the years I've lived in Vegas and all my life. I never had a nosebleed and my nose just started bleeding. So I was like, oh, okay, something's going on here.
Oh man, it's like time to
what
get out.
I'm getting a story in my head that we go to the Apache, we bring all of us and Patty, and we do a seance in the Apache.
That would be really cool. And I bet they would give access to us if we really push for it so there's 3 floors of the hotel. There is a 4th floor, and I accidentally wandered up there when we filmed. And they got really mad at us. So there's 2 rooms up there, which was the Benny Binion, the original owner, his room, and then a counting room where they would like count the money. But there's secret tunnels and escape routes through these rooms because he was a very bad guy and he knew that people were after him. I wouldn't be surprised if there were people up there, but that's where a lot of activity happens. And if you ever saw the Ghost Adventures episode, a worker brought home the curtains from that room to, fix them or whatever. And when she brought them home, followed her home, and it was really aggressive, whatever it was. But when I filmed up there, I brought psychic medium Sam, which I work with a lot, and she was just reading outside the room, and she said she was picking up like his assistant, some kind of assistant. And when she was saying that, and a big orb comes out of the one door and then goes across and then disappears into the other door. Ooh. So it was kind of confirming what she was saying. And I was getting even a lot of like downloaded words into my head up there. It was like, get in the car, go, or something like that. It was very
they're trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm. And I had a dream before we even went there. I had a dream that we made it to the 4th floor and something happened. It was very strange. And we didn't plan on getting to the 4th floor because you're not supposed to go up there.
Yeah.
But we saw like an unmarked door and Sam was like, I feel like we should go that way. And then we just ended up there. So it was kind of meant to be.
How have I never heard about this?
I don't know. It's a lot of fun, that hotel.
You've seen every episode of Ghost Adventures.
It's triggering a memory for me, though, of that episode. I totally forgot about that.
I'll watch it tomorrow at work. While working, I promise.
There's also a tower that's in that episode of Ghost Adventures. And it's like a separate tower outside of Apache, but I think it's the same owners or something. And it's still abandoned, the tower, I believe. But I was trying to get access to it. But at the time, they were like, I don't know. There's like a resident team, like a ghost hunting team that worked there at the time.
They claim places.
Yeah. So this was years ago. So I think now if you push for it, you can at least get access to the 4th floor and possibly the tower.
There's a few locations in LA that are off limits because of this one group.
Who?
Don't let anybody go.
Call them out.
I don't.
Is it Jack Wagons? Because he does that to me in Vegas. He's very territorial.
I know what he looks like, and I know him on Facebook. I can't remember the name of the group.
It's a group of people, not just one person?
It's like his group. It's this one guy, and it's his group. And it's something like...
You can't remember.
Very basic, like Anaheim Paranormal or OC Paranormal or something very... But it's just this guy. And I know he's got Heritage Square locked down. And he's got a couple
Ghosts and Legends? OC Ghosts and Legends?
It might be it.
Oh my god, dude.
Bring it on, OC Ghosts and Legends.
I can't. Okay, I've had the worst experience with them. So,
jeez.
Oh gosh.
That's how it is with like Zach Baggins in Vegas, because I was supposed to film at the Golden Tiki, and then he filmed an episode there, and he made the owner sign a paper saying that no one else is allowed to ghost hunt and film there.
Really?
So,
seriously? Oh shit.
I'm not his biggest fan.
That's not cool, Zach. Why would you do that, man?
Businessman.
Zach, I'm talking to you right now. Why?
That sucks. That really sucks because that place is haunted as shit.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be really cool to check out.
I was like, damn. I mean, yeah.
I'm excited for this Apache that I've never heard of.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. I mean, maybe it's just more known here because I live in Vegas and everyone just knows it exists here, but
Yeah.
I don't think many other people out of this area have filmed there that I've seen. So
Everyone locally is always like, you don't know about Crawfish Mill? Like, there's always a place that everyone locally knows about, and they're always like, where you should go is Old Tater Bridge down by South Alabama. Like,
well, I haven't
never
filmed
heard
at
of
the
that.
Pioneer Saloon yet, and I'm dying to.
Mandy wants to go.
I want to go.
We've been to the Pioneer.
So they switched owners was the problem. I had permission. They're like, yeah, we won't even charge you. You're good. And then I went to like book it, and then they changed owners not long ago. So now I got to figure out again how to get
How
in there.
long ago did they switch owners?
I don't know, in the last year, I think.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe. But yeah, so I mean, I had a really cool EVP there during the day in the bathroom because they say the women's bathroom is haunted. And
yeah,
one of the first videos on my Instagram page is a really clear EVP. I was walking around the bathroom just filming. I was calling the lady's name out. What's her name? Ruby or something. And
Ruby was killed in the diner next door. She was beaten and raped and left for dead. Also, Carol Lombard, her buddy, was brought there after the plane crash in Mount Potosi, and Clark Gable also came to identify her body in the Pioneer Saloon.
Wow.
I caught a woman's voice clear as day though on my phone, and it said creep. It sounds like it whispers like creep into my phone, and I heard it in real life in my ear, and I did not think I caught it on audio. And when I watched the video back, I was like, holy shit, I caught it. Like, it's clear.
You know what I've got? Some footage from last week with Mandy. So the main ghost, Paul Kowski, right?
At the Pioneer?
He's the guy who was shot.
Mike Wazowski.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The bullet holes in the wall are from Paul's body.
That's
well,
right.
check this shit out, Lindsay.
Right here, you guys got
Freezing.
it too? Yes. Paul Kowski. No way. You hear that? Yes. I got chills. Paul Kowski, is this you? 2 9s. Let's see your hand, Paul. See if you beat me.
I did have 2 pair.
You got 2 10s, Paul. Paul! It just said Paul! Woo! It just said Paul! Woo! Chills. Is the man that took the life of Paul Kowski. Whoa. Did you hear that again?
There you go.
Wow.
We got Paul's name all night.
Cool. And then it came up on the Ovilus. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm jealous of the Ovilus, by the way. I've been wanting one forever.
Ovilus 3. Hello.
Well, they came out with a new one. It's a different brand, and every time I always look on eBay because I figured someone's just gonna sell it eventually. I look on eBay all the time. About 2 days ago, I looked on eBay. There's a new company selling a different brand of Ovilus, and it's cheaper. It's like $300 over.
That's about what the 3 is.
Oh.
The Ovilus now that I like, it's like I think $5 or $550.
Yeah, the Ovilus 5 is
Well,
like 500.
He
That's the one I
made
have.
another batch of Ovilus 3s this summer.
Yeah,
But there's
like
an order now. Like when you go on the
expensive.
website, it takes like a month to get it, and that's the only reason I haven't got it because I'm impatient. If I order something, I'm like, I want it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might get this new looking Ovilus and try it and see how it works.
I love the Ovilus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he doesn't get anything, you feel some satisfaction. I don't know. Pioneer Saloon, I mean, it's close. They
have really good burgers too.
They do what?
They have really good burgers.
Food's great, but
So, all right.
we
So
can't
that-
talk about that, Stephen, or they'll never let us go back again.
I don't know. Well,
Wait, what happened?
This was with different owners and probably over 10 years ago, Brian.
What happened?
10, but it was a number of years ago.
It was, I know we formed this group in 2017, and it was 3 years before that.
Well, I think it was sometime in 2015 or 16.
No, we didn't have Ben yet.
But
Can I just say how it's always the women's bathrooms that are haunted? Have you noticed that? It's like a reoccurring theme.
Because nobody wants to go in a men's room.
bathroom.
Nobody.
Not even
The female restroom in Washoe Club is haunted. Queen Mary, it's haunted. Pioneers Saloon, it's haunted.
Pioneer Saloon. We love you, Pioneer Saloon, and they fixed the problem. I'll even describe how they fixed the problem.
What are you talking about?
All right, so they warned us that once it got dark, we may see some bugs.
Oh no! What did you see? Because
So
that's gonna make or break my trip. Because I can't do that.
Oh, they fixed it.
Yeah, it didn't happen the next time we went.
It didn't happen. We've been 2 times since
What
then,
happened?
Brian, and it didn't happen. So we turn off the lights. Within about an hour, you kind of hear. I don't know if I can even do it.
It's like ASMR.
You're like, what? What is that? Like everyone's kind of hearing this pitter patter. We had put a shot glass on the bar for the ghost because apparently there's a ghost that can take the shot and move the shot. We look at the bar, and I would say in every square this big, there were 5 roaches.
Oh Jesus!
Just alive the
Just
entire. The
it
bar.
was the whole
no.
bar, like
About all
the
these
scene.
burgers I ate there, and I'm like,
We had eaten there that day.
I can't say that that problem existed across the courtyard in the restaurant.
Correct.
Bar was terrifying.
It was like the second Indiana Jones movie where there's just bugs everywhere. The bar was alive with so many roaches.
Couldn't do
And
it.
they said they come out and drink the moisture out of the cracks of the bar at night.
Okay.
So I talked to the owner
no.
before we went back, and he told me this awesome story of he hired. It was really bad. They were gonna have to like tear the place down.
Like an infestation.
Yes. And they said they had a basement that was inaccessible due to the amount of bug activity. So they hire this is a great story. They hire this bug guy, very much arachnophobia. Like this guy comes in fully suited, fully masked. They said he walked down the basement, walked up. He said, "Seal this forever." like he said, "There's nothing." He said, "There's nothing I can do. There's nothing we can do." He said there were tarantulas as big as his head. He said there was just wads of scorpions, spiders, ants, roaches. He said it was the most terrifying thing he could imagine. And then as a bug guy, the worst thing he'd ever seen. And I believe they closed it and filled it with concrete.
I hope so.
I think that's what I heard they did.
The spider thing. Oh, I can't.
But the bug guy told him like it was the thing of nightmares.
No.
I
can only imagine. That is terrifying.
I can the owner, yeah, he said that was all gone. That none of that. So happily that was all gone. We've been back 2 more times, seeing no bugs.
When's the last time that you guys went there?
We went. Let me check. I'll check the old YouTuber. I would say 2000. What do you think? 18, Brian?
Yeah, 17.
There's definitely a new owner now. Then
it was still the guy's son.
Yeah, the guy and the son, and now apparently it's not the son anymore, from what I was told. I don't know who owns it now, but
2 years ago was when it premiered on YouTube. So whatever, 2020, 2019.
It had to be before the pandemic, so.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. Our Pioneer Saloon, I will put up against any world broadcast of a good episode. That's a damn good episode.
We got
a good location. You recommend going there?
I always say it felt crowded. We just went to Nevada State Prison and it was so haunted.
I hear that. I hear it.
And
is
I
so
told
haunted.
Mandy, I go, Mandy, imagine that feeling in a single bar. It's condensed.
Mhm. I want to go to
this
that
is-
prison so bad.
You have to go. It is crazy.
It was
I
amazing.
want to play the disembodied voice from Pioneer too. This is a lady's voice, and this scares the crap out of me. So what happens is, you for a second you hear Brian leave, and then I'm all alone. I'm by myself.
I'm by myself.
Did you hear that?
Wow. That
Mm-mm.
one's good. That's a good one.
You ever remember that one, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
great
gives
when it's
me.
multiple words. Like when it's just one word, like it's still cool, but that
Yeah.
That's the one when I replay it, I get scared. And I think I have
You
the
shouldn't
spirit-
though. They're with you.
I know, it makes me. And look at my face. I'm gonna play it again. I get so excited. And I don't think it's through the spirit box, and I get really scared,
Yeah, I
even
didn't
though I
think it
didn't hear it.
I'm by myself.
that wasn't in the spirit box. That was
No.
Mm.
separate.
That has
It was
vocal
separate.
tone.
Wow.
Oh
That's
my
really
gosh.
cool.
All right, I think we've scheduled about 4 investigations with you, Lindsay. Pioneer, Apache Hotel, where
Glen Ta-
else? Glen Tavern.
I'm down for all of them. I can't wait to start filming again. I need to get back on it because
Right.
I've been slacking. So
We've got about 20 hours of, I'd probably say 14 hours of footage left to review for our Nevada State Prison.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
got to go out there if you get a chance, Lindsay. It's worth every penny.
oh yeah. Yeah, no, I 100% like that's like one of my dream locations. The new reality of people I film with, they went there recently and they said they're planning on going back again. So I'm hoping if they go back again, I can tag along. Because that place
Oh,
is
good
big
idea.
to go by yourself. Like I'll get lost. I have no sense of direction. Like that's my main worry is that I can't find my way out. So
Definitely.
How
Yeah.
do you prefer to do things on your own, or do you prefer to work with a team?
I like both. And if it's with a team, I guess it just depends on who, because in this field there is some really strange people. But
Wow.
I mean, no, like I don't know, but I do like working with people as long as they're like, I don't know. I've set up with things with people and then they don't show up or they're late or they just like mess around the whole time. Like I'm here to
Yeah.
have fun too, but like you're trying to find some ghosts. So
Yes.
to do.
We have
more
fun.
serious.
Take it seriously.
Yeah.
I always say it should be like Ghostbusters, that the paranormal is real and serious, but the guys aren't.
But I
Yeah.
do feel like when you film by yourself, sometimes you get different reactions.
Yeah.
I think it's just like that solitary, like, if you have like a little fear in you, like you feel more alone. And I tend to pick up more things when I am by myself.
Mhm.
I get so scared.
Because you're more vulnerable,
Exactly.
So, and the spirits know that too.
Hmm.
And why do you think it is? Do you think, what makes you scared? Because I always tell myself, there's nothing here. I can't be hurt. I'm in a room alone. It's impossible. Like, I try to psych myself out of it. I'm like, why am I scared? I can't get punched. I can't get hit. Like,
It takes a lot to scare me. And I feel like I would never get scared before I had one incident happen that changed a lot of things for me in the paranormal field. I wasn't investigating. I was at it's a place here, and I've tried to investigate it after this happened. It's called the Clark County Museum, and it's essentially an outdoor museum, and they just picked up old houses from different locations and just put them in this area. So you walk into these old houses and they have creepy statues, like literally
oh, wow.
people mannequins everywhere. It's so strange. It's not supposed to be scary or haunted, but it's terrifying. So I went there just to get like Instagram content to like pose in front of old houses and whatnot. And I was with a cameraman and we were in one of the buildings and I was posing and I was reading a newspaper article and like posing for this picture. and all of a sudden it felt like someone stuck a straw in my ear and blew as hard as they could, and I blacked out. I was out. But he said,
Whoa.
from his perspective, what he saw is me jump in the air and scream on top of my lungs, and then I ran at him, and then I backed up and I sat on the floor, and that's when I came back to. I basically woke up sitting on the floor, and I was like, oh my God, like I just lost time.
Holy
I have
shit.
never had that happen to me. And it's hard to even believe if someone told me that happened to them. Like, it was just unreal. Like, I didn't think that was
Wow.
a thing. And after that, I was very hesitant. Like, it was scary. I was crying. I was like, I didn't know what happened. I was just gone for a minute. It's like something entered my body and took over for a second.
Now, when he says you ran at him, did you run at him screaming in fear or screaming like aggression toward him?
I think it was more, I guess, fear. He didn't really specify. He was shook up. He was like what the hell? Like it was a crazy moment. But yeah,
I
it
see
was
that
Holy
as like
shit.
something got in your body and could only handle it for a second and got right out.
that's something I wouldn't believe if it didn't happen to me.
Mhm. That's wild.
So after that, I think that sits in the back of my mind sometimes still, and I'm like, okay, it can't really hurt me, but what if something like that happened again?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Anything's
contacted
possible.
the place after, and I kind of told them what happened, and I asked for their surveillance footage because there's a camera in there.
Oh,
They didn't want to send it to me, and they were not interested. The owner is like the guy from some TV reality show, this old man, and he collects things. He's like a collector, and this is like his museum. I forget what show he's from, but yeah, he's like, people have interviewed him before and asked if this place is haunted because someone thinks that one of the houses is haunted with a kid, and he's like, no kid ever died in that house. Like, this place isn't haunted. But I'll tell you, that place is definitely haunted.
Holy shit. Yeah.
hmm
Oh my gosh.
How would you read that, Mandy? Would you think that's an attempted oppression or?
Is it? I mean, it's weird. All I can think of, like, all I want to say is black magic. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's weird. Like,
now a lot of situations like that, people do say a feeling in their mouth or their ear. Do you have to have like some sort of portal to enter a body?
no, because I mean, spirits can do whatever they want, right? But depending on what parts, I mean, if you think about it, we have chakras all over our body. It's not just the ones that they tell you about. There's hundreds of them. So, I mean, spirits can enter you however they want to.
Definitely went in my ear, so I felt that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, however they choose to. But for me, the blowing into the ear, like that for me is like old. That's not just any spirit. That is like old world. Like, I don't even like, not like old world, different culture. That's like a different kind of, a whole different thing.
I
really
imagine like the ectoplasm cotton pictures, something like that, like
Yeah.
going in, you know.
One of the buildings there that they picked up and moved to that location is actually from Goldfield as well, which is interesting.
Oh.
And you're connected to Goldfield.
I never really made that
That's
connection. I think that was
Yeah.
after Goldfield, but yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
I mean, though, it's interesting though, because that's like, there's so much, hearing you talk, there's so many things that have happened to you that parallel similar things that have happened to me. And that was my first experience with trance when I was a kid, was having a crazy experience like that and blacking out, and then coming to and realize that I didn't have control of my body for however long.
Oh, so that happened to you as well.
Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of how at least a few people that I've talked to who are able to do trance, which is where you allow spirit into you to communicate through you.
Yeah.
People who've had experience like that are capable of doing trance mediumship. So
I definitely don't want to do that.
yeah.
No, thank you.
Don't have to. But it's there if you want to. Yeah, it just feels very like old world to me. I don't know how else to really explain it. But it can be terrifying for sure.
Oh.
And it shows you just like the extent of what spirit truly is capable of.
That's why it can be scary, I guess.
The fact that you were vocal and mobile without your awareness is what's very.
Because when I woke up
wonder,
in the spot, like sitting down, I was like, "What was that?"
See, if you get a chance, ask him if it was like or if it was like like you went for it.
I don't work with him anymore,
okay,
unfortunately. But yeah, I'm like, I wish I asked him more questions, but he was more shook up than I was. You know, we were both like, "What was that?"
I mean, or something gets in you and goes after somebody, you know. Oh my god. So
the good thing is you didn't sustain it long enough, right? So that, I mean, that shows that your boundaries are up and it didn't last long in you. So
I do feel protected. I think I am.
Yeah. So even if it did like a bounce in, bounce out, which happens a lot of people don't realize how often that happens. Spirit, like when you're on location and you feel weird and you're like, it happens all the time. Spirits will bounce in and out of you. But obviously you had a really strong reaction. So whenever people have a strong reaction to that, it just means that like your energy and this, whatever entered you, that energy was very different from yours. And so it caused your body to be like, nah, what the fuck? Get out.
Wow.
But that's crazy.
I think maybe if you need, I don't want to offer Mandy to you, but if you need any help, Mandy, I'm sure is always here to answer questions.
Yeah, it's great to meet you now. So
I know. Oh my gosh.
Help guide.
It's always good to meet people with similar experiences. It's always hard to find.
Yes. I have not found anyone else that had that experience yet, to be honest.
Wow. Except Brian.
Exactly.
So what's the future hold? More Paraflix, more YouTube,
more
world tour.
Yeah, hopefully a world tour in the future. I have 2 episodes that should be coming up pretty soon, with the new reality at the Goldfield Hotel as well as the Goldfield School. So those are on deck. And then I do have some future locations planned, like hopefully that house in Texas within the next month. Cool. In 3 months, I plan on going to, it's this old funeral home. It's on the East Coast. I can't remember what state. I want to say Pennsylvania. I could be wrong. But yeah, old funeral home. They still have all the original embalming stuff there and everything.
Oh, that's so
cool.
Cool.
Location. Yeah, I think it's called Greenville. Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to start filming more again soon. But yeah, I'll be both on YouTube, Paraflix. I do have my Instagram I'm very active on. My TikTok now, that's new for me.
Yes, TikTok, I found you on there, so I'll try to help link you and help you blow up on there.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
We got TikTok lucky. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, it once you get like one video that blows up, that's all you need, and then then you're sailing.
I was watching something the other day, and somebody was like, "We're one of the biggest paranormal groups on TikTok," and they had 30,000, and I was like, "We have over 100,000." I think that's our time. Lindsey, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. It was so good to meet all of you.
Thank you.
We definitely, maybe have you back in the future. We just want to. We want to try to do this more and make it more of a loose, just ghost paranormal talk, and try to get some people back that can talk good with us. And we also have planned about 5 investigations together. We got to get those going. We will. Definitely, I think Pioneer would be easy to pull off, and I think Glen Tavern would be easy to pull off, and that Apache Hotel. I don't know anything about it, but
I'll send you some info on that.
Oh, fantastic. I want to know more about it.
Sounds good.
Well, all right, everybody. We're going to say goodnight to you. We'll let you go. Thank you so much. Oh, wait. I had a quick question.
Yeah.
Your main picture of your blood, the blood running down from your mouth, me and Brian work in practical effects. Did you make your own blood or did you buy your own blood?
It was the blood capsules, and they were
Okay.
disgusting. They tasted awful,
Yeah.
and they felt like almost broke my tooth. It was like cement, so it was a bad experience, but a cool.
Okay. It looked like good blood. We're very judgmental on blood. Like, the blood looks brown. The blood looks
I think
pink.
the editor did a good job because in real life, it didn't look very realistic.
Well, that's a great picture. Great channel, great stuff. Great being on Paraflix with you. Thank you so much for being on tonight.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
All right.
Lindsay.
So
Have a
much.
great night.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, what a great show.
Yeah, that was great.
You guys, I can't stay much longer, but I think we did it.
Yeah.
We've got this show is brought to you by our Patreons. So if you're watching this show and you're having fun and you want to see more stuff from us, you want to see us hitting some action, see all those investigations with Lindsey Paranormal and us, join our Patreon. Help make this dream our reality for all these people you see. Also, you like the We Believe shirts? Go to our Teespring. You can get all of our merch. Head over to Paraflix. Follow the link tree in our bio. Use promo code HPD10 for 10% off on checkout. Join Paraflix. Check out the trickster version of the Kia Mill, our latest and greatest episode. When people start seeing that we caught Daisy on that drone, they're going to start losing their mind. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. For Brian Ray, for Crazy Mandy Maisie, we want to say good night. Good night.
Peace.
Night.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
See you real
Bye-bye.
soon.
See you, John Boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen.